I am
challenge
hella
always,
surprised they bumped it to 10.
And can we change it to 6?
But we are approaching that time when there is no need for talking. One last
Nate
thought,
already
because
looks like he
that's
does not
the final
care.
endeavor that we're doing here today. Good to see you
Nate
guys.
dead
Thank
ass
you so
looked like he
much
did not
for
want to
coming.
be there.
Appreciate it very much. You know, you are who you are. You haven't changed much over the years, and yet it seemed like there was an expectation for you to do more. People are always expecting you to be the bad guy, this and that. To me, it felt like you were just the same old, Nate that we've seen over the
He
last
doesn't
few
like to
years.
do
And
press
so I know
conferences.
A lot of scrutiny came after that press conference, and I was wondering
Really?
if you thought that criticism was fair.
Yeah. However you guys want to make it fun with me. I feel like they always think I'm the bad guy, but I'm not trying to be.
And so, when you started,
He doesn't care. I don't know why
against,
he got hate for that.
against the world of MMA.
He does
against
not.
the
He just
UFC
doesn't care.
stars,
He was
it
in
always seemed to
UFC
be
press
like
conferences
this was
smoking and doing all
potentially
type
the
of shit. He
final
just
boss, so
doesn't
to
care for
speak,
that
right?
stuff.
You go from Askren to Woodley, obviously Anderson Silva, big deal, but this is maybe the most beloved fighter in the history of the UFC. No one really hates this man, right? Everyone has a soft spot for him and his brother Nick. Do you view this way? Like on Saturday, if all goes...
A couple of them don't like me, though.
I feel like deep down they still love you. They don't say it. Even Connor has been very complimentary.
They used to get a lot of hate back
throughout
in the
this
day,
process.
him and
I'm
his
just
brother,
wondering
but
if
now
you think
people
this
love him.
represents do you feel comfortable kind of representing the sport in being the first guy from MMA to beat
Yeah,
Jake
I'm not
Paul?
trying to represent MMA like that. I'm just trying to represent myself and my team and what I do. And the whole fight's been with MMA because MMA is where it's at. There ain't nobody's watching boxing. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to boxing because boxing is great and I love boxing and we need boxing for sure because boxing, for one, is great. And if people aren't watching boxing, then MMA fighters don't look like shit in their stand-up anyway. So at least even though they're not the best, they're trying to be, and they're trying to do it right like the boxers. And anyway, this is the MMA show altogether. Me fucking me. He wants to fight MMA fighters, so the MMA fighters bring the show, and then it's me, and then it's we got Jeremy Stevens and Chris Villa, and then that's bringing a lot of attention to things. So even though we're boxing, we're doing one limited part of fighting. It's MMA based.
Is this
So I don't want you guys to mix up what he's saying. A lot of the times what Nate Diaz and what Nick Diaz say, a lot of people misconstrued it and switch it into a different thing. He's not shitting on boxing. What he's basically saying is like MMA, for example, you got the UFC fight nights. The UFC fight nights are hitting way harder than what a regular, typical boxing fight would do. They are. I mean, yeah, boxing's pay-per-views are doing really, really well, but that's only when you have like the superstars fighting each other. But that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight was huge. But the UFC has multiple ones of those every year. So that's what he means by that. He doesn't mean that UFC is bigger than boxing and all this stuff, but and on the grand scheme of things, overall, the UFC puts on better cards than boxing does. They do. They're the only ones that really stack a card full. Like you can get a pay-per-view full of 5 fights that everyone is excited about. In boxing, you're only really going to get 1, maybe 2 fights that you're really excited to see. So that's what he means. Do not take what he's saying the wrong way, which I know a lot of people are going to do. And I just want to add real quick, it's kind of like a slap in the face that the Zone has been promoting this and calling this the biggest fight of the year. I think it's really a slap in the face to all the top dogs that have been fighting under the Zone, the real professional fighters that have been fighting under the Zone. It's a little bit disrespectful in my opinion, but yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys think. Do y'all think the Zone calling this the biggest fight of the year is a little bit of a slap in the face to the real boxers out there?
Makers are picking you. Even your old foe, Eddie Hearn, very confident in his analysis of this fight. Are you surprised by how many people are picking you and kind of to a degree like the disrespect that has been shown to him?
I'm not surprised at all, actually. Like, my skill is superior. I think people see that. Obviously, he's tough, but in boxing, tough will get you hurt. It's different than MMA. In MMA, you can be tough. You can go to the ground. You can hold when you're hurt. You can take breaks. All this in boxing.
Well, you can hold in boxing.
Being tough gets you hurt. This is a sharp game, a skill game, a chess game, and I think people see that. Even though he's been
So is
boxing
MMA,
for
but it's
So is
different.
5
MMA,
times,
and so is MMA.
and but he's been boxing for
It's
5
just a different
times
type.
longer than me.
It's a different type of chess
and
match.
I have more skill level than him in boxing.
Do you agree with that?
Well, shit. That's fucked up if he does. But that's his opinion.
How would you rate him as a boxer?
I think he does great, but we're gonna have to see Saturday. So,
When you hear people like Eddie Hearn and some of the guys in boxing not giving you a chance,
if you don't have anything positive to say about me on the real, fuck you. That's what I have to say.
do
You
feel
know,
like you
because
could
I
just-
don't have anything negative to say about them. So why don't you just keep your mouth shut? That's how I feel about it.
do you feel like you've been disrespected?
Yeah, that's the name of the game, though. You know, we put ourselves on the stage to fight people, and people have that criticism. I'm in sixth grade. I'm fighting at the park, and then I go home, and I'm hearing how I didn't fight good or some shit, and then now I'm in a new fight, and then I hear somebody criticize that fight. I'm in a new fight, and the show fucking carries on forever. You know? So, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, there's a lot of fight experts out there now on social media.
With the criticism.
People who've never been in a fight in their life, never even been in the
Seems
gym
like
in their
to me
life,
it's
will
a
be
lot
an
of people
expert in
haven't
fighting
seen
for
you
some
fight
reason.
throughout your career, dissecting like a 13-second clip that they see on the internet, and they're like, "Oh, he's not going to be this kind of boxer."
Yeah, but what do they know?
Yeah, exactly. So
What do they know?
Facts.
What does anybody know about that? And that their opinion shows how much they don't know. For when, like, what are you talking about? The hit Mitch clip? That's my fucking kicking coach. I'm hitting Mitch with. It's a whole another story that nobody else knows about. And if they want to get a real fight, kick to the face. And especially if you're criticizing the fact that he doesn't know what he's doing in boxing. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know what you're doing about fighting. You get slapped with a face kick. You know what I'm saying? Or a body kick, then a knockout. They don't know nothing about that. So that's when people talk about that, that's like small children talking, like people who could box, talking fucking shit. And not knowing that I got girls in my class this big that'll fucking mount you and fucking fuck you up and choke you to sleep. So, unless you know what you're talking about, why are you talking?
will he be your toughest opponent to date?
Yeah, I think he has that warrior mindset more than anyone that I fought.
I like the warrior and the tough and the good cardio. Like, not, but everybody, they say this shit. I'm like, yo, maybe I'm just fucking better than you. He's got good cardio. He's tough. That's a loophole in saying. Like, I got people I've been training with for years, top level people that have been saying he's tough. He's got good cardio. Beat your fucking ass from round 1 to round 8. That means I'm better than you.
So what about round 9
like I
and 10?
said, yeah, I hope I don't lose in round 9 because remember I pushed from 8 to 10. That's fucked up, right?
Why did you do that?
I was just fucking with him. He didn't want to fucking. He was doing 8 rounds. I'm like, you don't want 10 rounds? I don't want 10 rounds either. I want fucking 2 rounds. I'm tired of just thinking about it.
Why'd you agree to 10?
I'm down for
I
the
am
challenge
hella
always,
surprised they bumped
you
it to
know,
10.
and
Can we change it to 6? That's why I'm curious.
Don't you have the advantage though? Everyone says that he has the poor cardio, so isn't it to your advantage?
his team said, okay, you have the advantage in the beginning, but Nate's gonna have the advantage at the end. I was
That's
like,
what
okay, I don't
that's
want
what
any
the
excuses.
people say though.
I don't
that-
want any excuses
what
once
they-
I beat you.
That's what the people say is he's got good cardio. He's tough. Give me 2 rounds.
You think that's all?
If that's what we're doing.
Because Nate
No,
looks
I
at
don't
Nate
think-
looks at
I
fighting
don't give
differently
a
than
fuck.
everyone else.
But I'm deal with what I'm dealt, you know? I'm like,
The reason why he says that is because Nate Diaz doesn't really like fighting. He doesn't really like to fight. This is just what he was born to do. This is just something that he just does. He doesn't really like to fight. In every interview you ever see him talking about it, he always talks about how he thinks about the bad stuff that could happen. He thinks about his face getting kicked in front of his friends, his family, even going as far as to telling his friends and family not to come to his fights because he takes fighting much more serious than the average person. He looks at it like as if it's almost like a street fight. He looks at it like he looks at the dangerous side of it. He doesn't look at the positives like, the average person. He looks at all the negatives. So that's why Nate Diaz, he doesn't really like fighting. He's just like, I'll do it. I'll do it to make money. But, if we are allowed to only go 2 rounds, I'm down to get my paycheck and get the fuck up out of there with no damage.
If I lose, I'm finna haunt this motherfucker's life. What else? That's what fighting is. I'm trying to scare you, nigga, so don't try to scare me.
You what?
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying that's what it is with everybody I fight.
No, it's kill or be killed.
There's no losing, because if there's losing,
Jake doesn't know how to respond.
Are you at peace with that?
This is the one time where Jake doesn't know that he does have a back and forth because he doesn't know how to respond.
I don't necessarily understand the concept.
You wouldn't. You knew.
He doesn't know what
it
to
is.
say.
It's all good. That's the fight.
Oh, man.
That's what it's with. Whoever, anybody.
I have to deal with.
Meaning the loss will haunt you forever.
Oh no! I mean, I just lost and made $30 million.
Dumb loss,
It doesn't feel like a loss. I'm in a bigger fight now. You know what I'm saying? It's only a loss if you let it be a loss. I learned from it. Got more focus after it. Brought in a whole new team. Became a better person, a better man after that. Reset my priorities and my focuses. So it was actually a win. And it's only a loss if you let it be a loss. And I've already won in
That's
everything.
what I've been saying.
I've already won in everything. I've made it to the biggest level in 3.5 years.
How many times I lose? What's my record again? You told me last time.
I don't something.
22 and 13, I
How
think.
many times? Then
16
and then I'm back, and then I'm
10
back,
or-
and then I'm back. I'm on the highest level again and again, and then again. Anyways, that's what I mean, haunt you. I got people that beat me 13 years ago. They're trying to fight me now, last year, the year before. Man,
Nate only cares about staying at the top. He does not care about losing.
In my world.
He's like, I'm still fighting the big fights.
What's
So,
interesting,
and longevity too. Nate has been fighting at the top for a long time.
DAZN and ESPN coming together to put on this pay-per-view. It'll be the most distributed and seen pay-per-view of
Has that ever been
2023.
done or no?
That has never been done. These
That's
two
first
entities.
time?
Yeah, first time ever. And so I'm wondering, do you think that is happening because of you or because of him?
Either way, both ways. Either way, good job, Jacob.
Good job, Nathaniel.
Do you think it's because of
High
his
five
presence?
in the air.
His presence or your presence, or is it the both of you combined?
And then Anderson is fucking the man and all that. I'm like, yo, I'll fight the guy who fought him. I don't want to fight. I already fought his brother.
Sort of, yes. Doppelganger. But so I'm just curious, do you have that same respect for Nate?
He said slept him.
Yeah. No, I do for sure. Yeah, he's a UFC legend. That's.
I wonder if he actually thinks that was Logan.
Are you allowed to talk about that?
I'll talk about whatever I want.
The reason I asked if you had that same respect, I knew you
Oh,
obviously.
does he actually think that was Logan
There were
still?
some things leading up to the fight, like the prank call.
Or is he just joking?
And I think
Look
the
at him, he's
fans
already
are the
looking.
ones who get
Yep, he's about to get
win
up
the
out of
most
there.
out of all of this because
Look,
we both don't
no,
want to lose. We both don't
no,
want to
yep.
back down.
There you go.
Are you coming back? All right, he's going. Well, it just got word that he is in fact not coming back, so perhaps it wasn't a bathroom break.
Yes, they
How
hopped
do
in
you
the
feel
car and
about that?
bounced.
I think it's hilarious, actually.
It is.
Why? It's just funny. Like he's like a insane individual. Like he's like
He's
sick in the head
unpredictable.
or something. I don't know, but it's very entertaining.
Is it annoying?
I'm entertained right now.
You're not annoyed at all.
Not at all. I think it's funny as fuck. And like now, just all the pages are just gonna put Nate Diaz leaves face to face. Like
Yeah, that's
Except it was
true.
during, like a really nice
That's
moment.
true.
You were complimenting him. So
yeah, but he probably doesn't like compliments, Ariel.
you think it
He
would've
just
been
doesn't
better
care.
if you were
If I would've-
disrespectful
if I
and-
would've
He does
Where-
not care.
If I would have demeaned him, he probably would have stayed. He's like he likes BDSM.
The one of the last things I was going to ask him was, you put out the tweet, you'd like to fight him in MMA, in PFL, $10 million for the rematch. To
Mm.
the best of your knowledge, has he
Ain't no way.
said yes or no to this?
I think he's kind of like in the middle. I think he's wanting to see what happens
Is
Saturday.
Jake serious about that?
And
Ain't
then
no way.
Maybe explore that.
Because Jake's
option
got to
for
fight in the
sure.
PFL
I
soon.
think
That deal
when I
has
beat him
gone on
Saturday, he's gonna
way too
wanna get
long.
revenge.
He's got to fight in the
He'll
PFL
do it.
soon.
Well, the
100%.
offer doesn't expire before.
Which
the
is why I
event,
think
anything
Amanda
like that.
Serrano signed with the
No, I'll
PFL
do it
because they're going to fight on the
regardless.
same card.
I think it'd be fun to do an MMA fight, to test my skills, to train in a new craft. And I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, think that I could beat him.
Really?
And when I do that, it's like
I don't
the
think
world will
so.
go into a fucking frenzy. Yeah,
I don't think so.
Boxing and MMA.
Yes.
Back to back.
100%.
Would it be
That would be
immediate
crazy.
rematch? Would that be the ideal scenario, or would you need an extended period of time?
I think I would need like 8 to 9 months to train MMA specifically. But
That's
people
still not
forget
enough
about my
time.
wrestling background. So if I'm
Still
the
not
better
enough time.
striker,
We're talking
and he
about a
tries to
real
take me down to
Gracie
submit me,
Jiu-Jitsu black belt, a
he's not
real
gonna be
one.
able to take me down. My takedown defense is great. So
Till you get tired.
really then it becomes a standing up fight again. So then there's like kicks, obviously, which is what I would take 9 months to learn. But then it's really just a boxing match again.
All right, so that's going to be it for this video. That was a funny face-to-face. Nate Diaz is just so unpredictable, and Jake Paul didn't know really how to respond to most of the stuff Nate was saying. So it was pretty funny. As we knew, Nate was going to walk out of this, so, that's pretty funny too. Whenever these two guys get in a room with each other, it's almost like Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor-esque. Like, when they're in a room together, it's just pure entertainment. But I had a good time watching this. Like always, the original video will be linked down in the description below. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I'll catch you in the next video.